A lot of people are looking for that tour compression in their golf game. They're trying to hit the ball farther, straighter, and you know what? We're trying to hit it a little bit more consistently as well. It's a pretty good combo, so I think it's something you should strive for. But why can't you do that in your golf game? Let's talk about it. The biggest thing that we see when we're talking about compression is, what is compression first? I think a lot of people think compression is, I'm going to trap the golf ball against the turf, I'm going to hit down on it. All of those things that I think can be pretty detrimental for a lot of people, because the idea doesn't lend to fixing the actual problem. Compression is the ability for, when we're going through, I want my trail arm, I want that to be able to push the golf club and move the golf club down the target line and around my body. I don't want it to be hindered in that motion. Now, what happens to a lot of people is they're coming down into the golf ball and they have to start pulling the golf club up. They have to start shortening their arms, pulling them into their body. And now you're no longer moving down the target line. You have to move the golf club in a way just so you can hit the golf ball, basically. Now, let's talk about what we can do to help get that ability to move our arms, our hands down the target line. Well, it really comes from, to start with, what is our body doing through the golf shot? So when we see tour players hitting their golf shots, what you'll notice is they are going through the ball, they go through and their body is moving up and back so their arms can move through and down the target line. That is a huge problem that amateurs do not do. They are going through, they might move forward. A lot of times they don't, they just kind of hang out back. That also means you kind of got to flip and pull in, but they'll move forward as well, but the club is coming down and they just kind of stay forward. The club's coming down and now they don't have any room, so they have to kind of pull up, try to get the club through, and they can't push back away from the ball because they don't have any time. It's too late to be able to do this. So again, what we're trying to do, if we want to be able to swing the club through and compress the ball, we need to be moving our body basically in the opposite direction. We need to be able to push up and back so that club can go through and our arms have room to drive it through. So when I see people try to do this, here's the biggest mistake that they will make. When they go back, they might have heard, hey, I got to get to my lead side, I got to do this, I got to do that. What they do is they go up and they try to move everything together. So the club is coming down, they're moving together, and now the club is already down here and they have not begun to push up and back. It's too late, you're not going to have enough time. What we see from really, really good ball strikers, and this is from pressure mat or pressure plate data, what we see is they go up, and when this lead arm gets about parallel to the ground, they are starting to shift and get forward. So that way they are already loaded up and the club is still way up here and they're going to have plenty of time to push up and back away from the ball to then let that club go through the hitting area. That's what they are doing as they go through. Now, that's something that I like to drill with people, and this is how we drill it. I always will have people start off and we'll make a little bit like a quarter of a backswing. So we go quarter back, and then I always tell people it's a quarter of a swing. They actually make like a half or a 3/4 swing. I just want it to be shorter than full so they can really kind of focus in on how everything moves when they are down here by the golf ball. So what we get is everything goes back, we go quarter back, shift forward. Now from here, we're on our lead side. I want to feel everything up and back while you extend through that golf ball. So looks a little something like this. Okay, something like that as we go through to hit it. What you'll typically see when I'm seeing this, you might hit the ball far, you might not, depends on how hard you swing at it. But what I want to see is we have our vertical launch up here on the screen. I want to see that number getting lower. You can see this is a 7-iron. My 7-iron's around 35 degrees. 15.7 is that launch. That's how high that golf ball is going off of the face. So that means if I'm doing that, assuming I hit it reasonably well, I have to be taking some loft off the club and I'm driving it through the golf ball. That's how we get that de-lofting look, it's not by holding our wrists or anything. It's we're driving and releasing everything, but we are counteracting with our body, which lets us then rotate and do all that good stuff that we like to see that will let you then have some compression on the golf ball. Once we do that, I'll have people work their way up, just start kind of incrementally going up with the length of backswing. The goal being we're still trying to make everything work the same down by the golf ball, but I will just try to get a little longer swing so we can then feel how everything kind of works as it's coming down. So let's try a little bit of a longer one. That one was pretty good. Naturally, you should see that launch angle rise a little bit with more speed, but you can see here, 181 in the air, really compressed that one, 16 degrees of launch. That's a very, very good 7-iron for me. And again, it doesn't feel like a huge backswing. I know it's going to look longer on camera, but it's really about how you can compress into the golf ball. That's going to make the biggest difference on your distance, along with hitting it in the middle and having a relatively square face. That also is going to help you out as you do that. But that is what we are looking for with tour compression. Trying to get that golf ball to launch, driving through it, and that's how we get this to happen. Now, if you want to learn more about it, check out this video I did with Billy Fitzgerald where we talked about this topic at length. It was a great discussion. And as always, click that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.